What is up, guys? Sam here with a little tutorial for you on how to set up and install and do all of that with PCSX2. It's the PlayStation 2 emulator, and for many people it's the configuring part that's kind of hard. The installation is pretty easy, but I'll go through it all just for you guys. So what you want to do is open up your browser. You got to download different things first. So you have to look up PCSX2 and just look that up. And the first site should pop up, PCSX2.net. Once you get here, you have this website right here. Click download, and then go over to what you're using. I'm using Windows, so go over here. And then once you get to this point, you want to get the standalone installer right here. So click download, and that'll let that download. And then once you let that download, you go ahead and click that, and then let it install. And then I already have it installed, so I'm not going to do it for you guys. And then once you have that installed, it'll say something about it'll say stuff about a BIOS. You'll need a BIOS, and to get that, you want to go to PCSX2. Just search BIOS download. What the BIOS is basically just proof that you own a PS2. And although it is illegal to download it online, they want you to get your own version, but I mean, you can always use this. So you want to go ahead and download this right here. Click the mirror, and then wait for the 8 seconds. And then once this downloads, it'll have a bunch of files in it. You have a bunch of different kinds of files that are somewhat similar, but still different anyway. If you don't have 7-zip on your computer, you can go ahead and go to like some file converting website. So go 7z to zip or something like that, and then once you get that website, let it download and upload it, convert it. But I have 7-zip, so I'm just going to go ahead and use 7-zip once it's done downloading. In here, and 210. All right. And so there's a folder right here. Go ahead and extract that anywhere you want. So I have it right here. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so you have a bunch of this stuff right here. What you want to do is don't mess with any of this stuff at all right here. So what you want to do is go into your folder where you installed your PCSX2. I have a shortcut on my desktop right here that leads me to that. And you see I have a folder here named BIOS, which has all the files in it. So you won't have this folder when you go to the folder. You don't have the BIOS folder already. So what you want to do is drag the BIOS folder that you downloaded straight into here. And then in the install screen, when you're asking for a BIOS, you can go ahead and browse. And then it should let you pick whatever you want. Just pick the one that says United States 2, or pick the most recent version of the United States one. That's the one I did. And then go ahead and get that set up. And then you should be good to go after that. And then now we're going to go open up PCSX2. Alright, so just for laughs, let's open up NCAA Football 08, because that's the most recent game I have. I'm just going to show you guys what everything looks like with the defaults and what everything looks like without the defaults. And so let me load the state. Alright, so yeah, this is okay. So you guys see the quality right here. Now you do. Alright. And so the quality is pretty good, but it's only because I have it set at good quality. The settings I have are for a good computer, quote unquote good. You have to have like a strong graphics card, which I do, luckily for me. And so firstly, what you want to do is go into Emulation Settings, go to EEIOP, and set all your settings to this, like this. This should be the default though, because I haven't changed anything in this. And then once you set those, go to VUs, set all these like so, which I haven't messed with these at all either, so these are defaults. Next, go to GS, and I don't think I messed with anything in here as well, so go ahead and leave all this blank, or set it like this, or it should be like that default. What I did was I did widescreen 16:9 because the games I just like I like the 16:9 ratio, but you can do whatever you want, that doesn't really matter. And then the custom window size, I did that just for HD 16:9. And then what you want to do is you want to wait for VSync on refresh. That is the one you want. This double click toggles full screen mode. I prefer to have that because I like to play in full screen mode. And so once you have that, go to speed hacks and set all these as they are now. You want to enable speed hacks, leave that at 1 and leave that at 0. Check enable INTC, check enable weight loop detection, and leave enable fast CD/VD unchecked. Go into MVU flag hack, check that, and MTVU, check that as well. Once you have that, go into game fixes, and you want to make sure this is checked right here, and then check all of these right here except for these 2 and these 3, and just check all those. That'll help a lot. Once you guys have all of those checked, then you can go ahead and press OK. Then you want to go back into config, you want to go to video, and then you want to go to plugin settings. Now this is where the video card stuff is gonna be a factor. So what you want to do is go to adapter, make sure this is on the strongest video card that you're using. This is my video card, and if you guys have a good video card in your computer, you want to check that definitely. Renderer, you can well, I've heard mixed reviews about 3D11 and 3D9. Personally, 3D11 works better for me, but you guys can go test that out. But what you want to do is use the hardware version, not the software or no version, or don't use any of these as well. Personally, 3D11 hardware works better for me. And for interlacing, you want to leave that as auto. Then what you want to do is go down here and D3D internal resolution, uncheck the native, and use the scaling of 4 times native. That helps a lot with the resolution in the game. And then the rest of these are just basically like texture stuff that makes it look prettier. Enable shade boost, that helps a lot. And then enable FXAA, that helps a lot too. It just makes those textures pop. And then once you have enable shade boost checked, you can go into settings right here, and you can change the saturation, brightness, and contrast. I have it up to 10 compared to the default, just because it makes the color a little brighter, and I like that better. And then in hardware mode settings, you want to check texture filtering and not make it block. Check that. Check allow 8-bit textures, and check enable HW hacks, and go into configure. You want to check alpha and box sprite. Leave this MSAA at 0x. Doesn't really do much, and don't mess with any of this down here unless you're using the software mode up here. That's only going to affect the software mode. And yes, and then once you have that, you should be good. You should be all set to have this HD pretty good settings for a PCSX2. And so yes, this game looks pretty good right now. I don't have I could do okay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it helped you guys out a lot with your gaming. Hope your game works better now and it looks better as well. And so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is Sam. See you guys next time.